I'm Spencer.
Hey,
Nice man. How you doing? I'm my camera's there, but you're there. So if I'm not looking at you, don't worry. We're gonna capture this. All right.
cool. No worries. I've been well, thank you. How have you been the last 10 years since we last connected at Loyola?
It's crazy that people I knew in college, it's been 10 years. Like that's actually crazy because college feels like just the last thing we did.
Right? It's crazy. And then high school is like a whole nother level to think about. I was in high school 15 years ago, I think.
That's crazy. That's
It's
half my
crazy.
life. Yeah. That's actually insane. Like college, like high school didn't feel that long ago before college. And like college doesn't feel long ago from now, but 10 years ago is absolutely insane. But anyway, yeah.
Man, time flies.
Yeah, bro. Time does fly. Yeah, 10 years. So this is Spencer Giorgio. We went to college together. We met. I was going to study abroad in Thailand. He was someone who already studied abroad in Thailand. So you came to a meeting and you were kind of just like giving us the lay of the land. And you were definitely part of the reason why we were convinced. It was like me and a couple of my friends went to a meeting and you're like, oh, dude, definitely go. Like, it's a great time.
I think I used those exact words and I was sold. It's a pretty cool program though that Loyola has set up, right? I mean, it's quite interesting to say that you studied abroad in Bangkok, Thailand.
Oh yeah. I can't wait to tell people when it comes up, like, oh yeah, I was there for 6 months. Like, so people always have so many questions.
Yeah.
And you
Well,
went
what's
back.
the main question you get?
A lot of people, I think they probably ask about ladyboys, honestly. I don't know if that's the word
Yeah.
I want to use, but you tell me. Katoy is what they're called over there, but that is often what people
Great
ask me about.
pronunciation.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course, man. What do they call Nafrongs? Is that what we are? Frongs?
Yeah, farangs.
We're
Yeah,
like
that's
it's like the
right.
gringo of Thailand.
It is. It is. Yeah, that's the correlation. I get the lady boys often, and then a question I get is, "How the hell did you find an apartment?" That I get that more often than any other
Oh,
question
because you really
about like
lived there.
what did
You were
you
a
do?
teacher there too.
Yeah, I did 4 years there after university, and two of which were teaching when I studied my master's at ABAC as well. And then 2 years after that was with a not-for-profit kind of think tank type organization that I got connected with through my master's program.
So you
But
spent 4 years
it
over
was a
there?
yeah,
Oh my God,
yeah,
bro.
man.
That's as long as college.
It, that was my second college
Did
experience.
one feel longer than the other?
That's an excellent question. I would say the 4 years in Bangkok felt longer. Why? Because I think time goes by quicker as you do monotonous things, right? So at Loyola, it's Thursday night, you know where you and all your friends are going, you have a couple of classes, then you go, and that's kind of on repeat. In Bangkok, being a young professional, if you will, there every day was different, right? It's like, where do we want to go this weekend? What do we want to do? Work's maybe pumping right now, then it slows down. I think time was much slower after university.
Yeah, because you guys would like take long trips, right? There was like a certain period where like, oh, this is like an opportunity to take a longer trip than like, your typical 3, 4 day trip.
Yeah, with teaching, yeah, because you had off most of the summer, right? At being a college professor that we were, that's when Fran was there with me as well. But no, because I was studying my master's, like that didn't stop really. So, right. So the weekends were quite jam-packed. But then after I started the life after teaching, that was more of a traditional, like, you got 20 some odd days of holiday. But I mean, like the weekends were cool because Bangkok's kind of that hub and spoke, right? You can go anywhere, like you experienced abroad, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think I went to like 13 countries in that study abroad experience alone, which sounds like a lot, but I think I did. I don't know.
How was your assimilation back into Loyola and America after that experience?
I remember kind of being depressed, to be honest. Like, just like, because when you go over there to Thailand your first time, and it was also a part of my life, I was like 20, 21. You go there and you're just like, oh my God, I will never complain again at home. Because like life is just so different. You know what I mean? Like, I loved it there, but it's like these people are so happy with so little. And then you get back home and like you hear people bitching and moaning about certain things. And you're like, you almost feel like you cured yourself of that. But then, you live in America long enough and there you are bitching and moaning about the same things once again. Have you started bitching and moaning yet? Because you got 4 years, so maybe it was more permanent feeling.
It was permanent, but then I So after Thailand, I was actually, it's quite, I agree with you, by the way, that in totality, your kind of answer there. But I was brushing my teeth one day and I was just like, I'm done. I've done everything I could have done. And I actually went into work that day, handed in my 2 weeks. And then we kind of came to an agreement of remote work and stuff, which was cool. I guess I was the first remote employee years before COVID hit.
Wow.
But
For a
that
company in
that was
Thailand.
good because for a company in Thailand, I was doing research about Southeast Asia trade and whatnot, and that kind of parlayed into what I do today. But I remember I woke up and I was like, Spencer, you've been here for 4 years. The longer you stay, the harder it's going to be to leave. I feel as if I've done everything I could have done, and then I just kind of traveled for a month and then went home. And I remember getting home, and to your point of people complaining, I mean, it was Connecticut. January, Trump became president. I didn't have a job. Left was right, up was down, and I kind of sat there in my basement, for lack of a better term, being like, "What did I just do?" But then trying to get back into corporate America, and I landed a job with a shipping organization. And then that program was like a postmaster's program. So that was my leapfrog back to abroad. So it was 2 years in America. And then I just got back last year after 3 years in Spain with the company.
Oh my
So
goodness, bro. You've been all over the map.
the road less traveled, pros and cons though, Steve, honestly. I mean, as we get older, right, you tend not to want to compare yourself to other people, but everyone's getting older. And so once I hit 30, it's like, weddings, babies, the whole kind of thing. And then it's interesting to kind of, yes, I've been everywhere, and yes, that's part of my DNA now, but I think pros and cons is a good way to look at it, right?
Like when you go to a wedding, are you kind of looking at like your college friends or your friends from before you left and being like, damn, like they built they built a whole like new life over here and I kind of missed out on that, or like I don't have it necessarily exactly what they have? I feel, dude,
Yeah,
weddings can kind of bring that out of you just in general. You know what I mean?
weddings are intense.
Yeah. Well,
They're
because
not
it's two people literally like bringing their lives together, all their families there. They're so emotional and like, it's also like done up so well that like, it's like a fairy tale. And then you're like, fuck, it gets you in your head, gets you in your feels.
Absolutely. I agree with that. I mean, yeah, you kind of put things into perspective. I don't regret what I did by any means. I think I'll look back on life and be quite happy and satisfied with the route that I took. But it is an interesting thing because you do miss a lot of life events, right? My brother and sisters graduating university, grandparents, parents getting older, and then you get back and life does change while you're away. It's a humbling experience.
Oh yeah. What changed most about America, you think, in that 4 years? Wow. Or seven really. Cause you did another three. Like,
Yeah. The biggest thing, I'm going to date myself a little bit right now, but honestly, the biggest thing was the introduction of Venmo when I was abroad and getting back from Thailand to the United States. And Uber was bumping then, Venmo, and Thailand was light years behind that, right? We're using cash, you can't use your debit card for this and that. And getting back, that was a big
wow.
change.
Were you like the friend without Venmo?
Yeah.
Or did you use Venmo?
Kind of for a while. No, I was.
I was that guy
And
for
my
a bit.
friends from
Everyone got
Loyola,
pissed.
everyone
Like, just
hated
fucking
me.
get
They're
it.
like,
I'm
"Man,
like,
go
shut
back."
the fuck up. Yeah.
We're in the same boat. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a big change. Um, what else? I think what I realized was living in America. Granted, our lives are very easy, right? You and I, if relatively
I work
speaking,
in
in
a
the
coal
grand
mine. I
scheme
don't know
of
if you
life.
know that. I don't. I don't.
Um,
Speak for your snap.
man, America's pretty like LA, there's a lot to complain about where I live right now, but life's pretty easy. It's sunny every day. We can go eat anything, anywhere we want. We can travel wherever we want. And I realized how easy life is for people like you and I. Unfortunately, majority of America does struggle, and that's a whole different conversation we don't need to get into. But in general terms, like life's pretty good here, right? It's quite simple. Like Comcast is not only selling Wi-Fi and cable, you can also buy X, Y, and Z with them. Like
You
it's
bumbled it.
very
Yeah, it's called a
monopolistic.
bundle. Yeah.
My English is still a little off from living abroad.
You can bundle. Oh, it's
Sorry.
crazy. Yeah, dude.
But man, that concept is really, it kind of strikes me because in Spain everything's fragmented, and America everything's just easy with regards to luxuries like this. That's been
Wow.
a big shock.
It's almost like a lot of companies' job is just to make their already existing product even easier. Like TV, all the apps, like, you know what I mean? Like literally everything, they're just trying to simplify. But almost making life too easy can kind of suck. And that's why people complain, because you need I mean, this is cliche as fuck, but you need struggle and shit. So people got to work out.
I respect Pittsburgh for that reason.
Yes, it's a hardworking city. If I hear you're from
If you can
Pittsburgh, I'm
make it
automatically
into-
like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm not going to fuck with you. Yeah. You might be able to fight well.
There's some cities where you hear people are from and you're like, you gain a certain level of respect. People gain a level of respect when I say I went to university in Baltimore.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But if you say Loyola, it's different.
Right?
Because Loyola is very
Right.
different than although it's in Baltimore, it's very different than like what someone would picture. It's not The Wire.
It's not the
It's
one.
not quite The Wire. We had some people we had some characters on campus, but not quite like Omar or anything. But so the reason you're here is you got a very special product, which I think is fucking fascinating. It's called the head hammock. This is for you to see, but
That
this
is
is right in the
correct.
camera. Tell us a little about that. Your company is called the Azure. Azure?
Yeah, the Azure. Yeah. So first and foremost, finding a name that's not taken is incredibly difficult. When you go on and you're looking for names, I came up with it because I kind of wanted the Azure, right? The atmosphere around the earth, if you will. I wanted people to always be able to see kind of the sky when they're using my products.
Because you're looking up.
Because you're looking up.
Although,
Yeah.
so when I first saw it, I was like, okay, I think the most practical use for this is like, say you're laying on a beach towel and it's a way better alternative than putting another towel under your head, because it's a good flat surface. It's probably good for your neck. But then when I was doing research, I saw people also will use it like this, like on the wall behind them. And, maybe my wall with my paintings, not the perfect place for it, but like I also saw people using it like that too. Just like leaning back.
Man, I'll visit home and my dad will be in his leather chair with it behind and just like this and reading a newspaper. It's very versatile. I've seen customers send me photos. They're like, man, this is a great footrest. And I'm like, hey, you know, I recommend you use it on your head at the beach. But if you use it as a footrest, be that as it may. Or a lot of people send me photos of their cats or dogs using it.
Wow.
They love it. People come up to me at markets and are like, "Oh my God, is that a Barbie thing or for toys?" And it's kind of you have to make people realize what it is, and then once they realize it, you honestly see the light bulb go off, and they say, "That's amazing. I don't know how I didn't think of that," or "That's really cool," or a question I get all the time is, is it comfortable? And I always say yes, and you can try it. And then once they try it at a market, if I'm selling there, I would say 8 times out of 10 they buy it because it is quite comfortable in a non-sales approach, right?
And it's affordable and it's fucking cool. And I never even thought of the idea of it. But then, like you said, the light bulb goes off. You're like, oh, it makes so much fucking sense. Why wouldn't you want
Right?
this?
It's
Also, you bring it to the
simple.
beach. You're gonna be one of the first people to have it. So people are gonna be like, I want to try that. Boom. That's what you need. I'm from a beach town. I'm gonna just bring them to the beach this summer.
Please do. Please do.
We'll get some hot chicks. We'll have them use them, and then they'll sell them, and then it'll be money in the bank.
There you go. That's
my words, not his.
pinnacle
He's
to
the founder. I'm
strategy.
just a guy who's thinking for myself. But yeah, dude,
No,
I think it's really
pretty
cool.
walking. It's cool walking around Venice right now because I live in Venice, Santa Monica, and Marina del Rey area, and I'm quite large. I would say the head hammock market is not really penetrated, but I'll walk around Venice and I'll just see random people using it.
Really?
Sometimes I'll go up. Yeah, it's going well. I launched it back in June of this year. I had a surplus. I started it actually in Thailand, and it failed for numerous reasons. I started exporting to the United States.
Oh yeah,
It
there you go.
failed, and remember that this was light years ago, right? So eBay was the e-commerce giant, I would say. Amazon was there, but really the Instagram wasn't a thing. So I was just kind of going into stores trying to sell this and that. It failed, right? But point is, I had a surplus left over. And when I moved to Los Angeles last year, I started using them. And so many people came up and they're like, man, where do I buy that? And everyone in Los Angeles is doing something on the side. And so that kind of, one, because it's super expensive. It's disgusting how expensive Los Angeles is. Yeah. But two, people are kind of entrepreneurial, and that got my gears turning. And so then I started the legalities of it last October and officially launched in June. And since June to today, I've sold over 1,000 of them, and a lot of them abroad, because my network is kind of all over. I'm in 4 countries now, but the majority of it is local in Venice and Marina del Rey and Laguna and stuff like that. So there are people using them, and it's super cool to see. I'll just be riding my bike and I'll see like a person that I either know that I sold it to, or they bought it online and they're just using it at the beach. And that's really cool. It's a sense of, pride, right?
Yeah, that is cool.
It's quite interesting.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Like you sold over 1,000. That's especially the fact that you're seeing them in public. That's got to feel awesome. Which color do you see most often? Because I have the blue one and the yellow one. I actually have 2.
The blue and the yellow. Those are heavy hitters. I would say all 5 of them right now are quite paired with one another. I think the blue and yellow are the highest selling ones. The khaki, and then I'm looking at them right now, the khaki and the pink and orange are tied for 3rd, but it just depends. I originally thought it was going to be for everyone, but the demographics that I'm selling to is not what I originally anticipated. It's more so younger moms, health conscious, women, definitely. I thought guys would be buying them too, but guys are buying them if their girlfriends kind of initiate coming over or buying. But
I think girls buy more, to be honest. Girls love buying little shit especially in beach towns. They're just like, oh, this looks cute, and they'll buy it. Like they really will. Guys, it takes more to buy, I think, for sure.
I think so. I'm with you on that, especially at markets. I notice. So I sell on 3 ways, right? One would be to retailers or hotels, business to business. The next would be online through Instagram or on my website. And the third is quite fun because I go to different markets. But it's so funny, Steve, when I view guys at markets, because they're always just there with bags that their girlfriends have bought.
For sure.
And just kind of grumpy. And the girls are like, oh my God, this is so cute.
Yeah, legit.
And then they want to try it out. And whenever I ask the guy, like, hey, do you want to try it out with your girlfriend? No. And they're just holding all the stuff.
They're probably worried they're going to steal their girl. It's like, fuck, the head hammock guy stole my girl. We got to go. You're like, oh, try the blue one. Yeah. Oh, let me help you put your head down. No, I'm kidding. I actually, I'm recording on another camera right here. Do you want me? I'm going to show the people how it's used on the ground. Because I have my other one right there.
Go for it.
Camera pod, but you won't be able to see me. Oh
man, the technology at the Steve Driscoll show is next to nothing.
It's great. Look, we're getting a side view of me using the hammock. Dude, look, I'm just plopping my head right on it. It feels good. You could definitely watch TV with this too, as long as it's mounted.
That was kind of one of the marketing things I was thinking on Sundays for football. Guys just laying down on the ground watching it. Yeah,
like playing with your dog, just running around you, or like a dude with a baby just crawling around him. He can kind of chill on the ground, and he doesn't he doesn't have to have his hands behind his head because the head hammock has his head.
Exactly. You want to come work for me? Get out to LA.
Please. I also would love to go to LA.
When was the last time you were here?
Probably 2017 March. So not really. I was in San Diego for a bit though during COVID. Oh shit. I did San Diego for 3 months or 2 months.
Excellent.
Yeah, I love it out there. How'd you come up with the idea? Like, when did it hit you?
Yeah, so in Asia you can buy anything and everything. Little trinkets. You're eating noodles on a bench.
Drinking a soda out of a bag straight up with a straw just in it. That I'm like, wow, this works better than you would expect. Just selling bags of soda. I'm like, all right, fuck it.
Motorbikes are going all over. It's really, and for anyone watching that hasn't been to Asia, I think the late Anthony Bourdain says your life is black and white until you go there, and then
Wow,
you
that's a good
just
quote.
see things differently. It's a great quote, and I agree with that because you just see stuff that you thought you would never see. You know, chickens piled up on a moped,
Oh
all
yeah.
different
A
stuff.
fucking family of 5 on one scooter. You're like, how is this possible? And like that little kid could easily fall off right now. I saw that all the time, which is crazy.
It's organized chaos, but it works.
They don't have a lot of
And
street signs there, right? Or like I remember being in
right,
Vietnam, it would be kind of just like they'd be driving, and I would kind of just like feel my way through the cars, and they'd stop kind of in unison, and they use their horns there differently too. Like in Vietnam, they're always beeping, or if a car's coming around the corner, it's like beep beep beep. They're not like in America. You use it to like, honestly be like fuck you, or like beep beep like hi very nicely. There it's very like practical. Like I'm informing you that I'm driving right here.
It's utilitarian. It has a purpose. And to your point about kind of snaking around traffic, I think it's almost more dangerous if you traditionally follow the street rules of Asia because everyone's not following them. And by you following them is putting yourself in danger.
Yeah.
Um, but getting back to your question about how I came up with it. So I was traveling we met a lot of our friends in Bali from Australia who were doing abroad, and that was kind of a good central point. And
We did
when I
that
was
too, yeah.
there and when we were there, and I'm sure we went to similar places, I think it was Kuta Beach or something like that, where just people are selling stuff on the beach. And I bought something similar. It's not the same, it's much different than what I have now, but that was kind of the sparking idea of like, this is a great idea. I love the beach. It's not really comfortable laying on the sand. Something like this, a little better, a little nicer, maybe a different material, different patterns would work well. And so I drew it up, and I found a vendor in Thailand, and that's where the first kind of rendition came from. But I have to humbly say that I don't think that person created that version of it, and I didn't create the head hammock. I guess ancient Egypt and feudal Japan had something like this light years ago, like the samurai, right? And laying down on the hard bamboo. They had something along these lines. And if you Google it, mine looks a lot more comfortable, but that is kind of the head hammock or the neck rest that like pharaohs or Japanese samurai would use to kind of relax and lay down on.
That almost makes me think it's a better product. A, because samurais and pharaohs knew what the fuck they were doing. And B, if they did it all the way back then, that means it was practical. Like, I feel like they were very practical back then. You know, they could just kind of, you know, besides with killing people and stuff. But like in terms of like the stuff they use, like if they were doing that, I trust in it. I'm happy I have one. They're fucking cool.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, there's no bullshit back in the samurai era.
No.
Not at
They
all.
would kill themselves if they bullshitted someone.
One of my favorite books is turning into a series, Shogun. I don't know if you've read that or heard of it,
No.
but if you haven't, check out the trailer. It's coming out next year. It should be quite cool.
Oh, wow. Did the trailer recently drop?
Yes.
I think one of my coworkers sent it in the chat. Because, yeah. Oh, hell yeah. I didn't know that was a big book.
Yeah, the book is quite intense. It's long. This guy James Clavell does the Asian saga, and anyways, the samurai definitely don't bullshit because what they do in that book and Shogun, the series that's going to come out, is intense to say the least. Maybe we'll even see a head hammock there. That would be kind of funky.
That would be sick. I hope we do. Oh, what network is it going to be on?
I'm a little disappointed about this. You tell me how you feel, but
Peacock?
if it's FX.
Oh no, FX is legit. Come on, FX is quality. It's almost like
quality,
you forget
but
that it's on real TV because I just have Hulu and that's where the FX shows come in. Oh no, I think they're like they're next level, yeah. Almost like what AMC was back with Mad Men and Breaking Bad.
Yeah. I was just kind of disappointed. I'm an HBO guy.
HBO would be more guaranteed quality for sure.
For sure, right? But when I saw FX, I was happy, not thrilled. Is that fair?
Yeah, that definitely is fair. I think it's But the thing is, all the networks have good shit. Like Paramount has some. I think Peacock has Yellowstone. I don't watch it, but people love it. So you could have a good one. If it was on like if it was on like one of those like weird movie channels from back in the day that like IFC or something.
Matt's After Dark.
Yeah. I mean, yo, what kind of shit you watching, Spencer? We'll definitely see some head hammocks in there. But like, or like IFC or like something weird, then I'd be very disappointed. But I think FX, you can trust good quality. Atlanta's good.
Yeah.
Dave is great. They got good shows.
Yeah, check it out though. I think you'll appreciate it.
Yeah, no, the fact that it's on FX, I definitely will check it out. Hulu's the one subscription I have. I've been booted off all the other ones, so. But so you're working a full-time job and you're doing this. How much time do you think you spend on this outside your job?
A lot.
Yeah.
Because the thing about it, yeah, a lot. I don't know a number, but the thing is, right, the Azure, the head hammocks is something that people don't know they need, that now they know they need. And so getting that kind of brand awareness, doing markets, constantly trying to collab with different brands to grow the online presence, the legitimacy of it, running the website, the marketing campaigns, it's a lot. But I'm happy it is because I'm learning a lot about actual business, right? My costs, my profits, things of that nature, what campaign works, what campaign doesn't, but it's a lot of time. And in the beginning, it was more hands-on, like labor intensive, meaning I'm getting samples, I need to test them out, I need to go take photographs, I need to go test the market to see if people like it. Now it's more business administration stuff, strategy. I mean, the whole Black Friday, Cyber Monday thing, I mean, I've been thinking about this for like months on end of how to position it correctly online, what would be the correct percentage to give off, why would someone buy this? The whole content world is really constricting in the sense that I'm not really a social media guy. Luckily, one of my friends, Elena from Madrid, she helps out with some content creation. But Steve, you're in this world to a degree as well. It's difficult posting something and trying to have the end users connect with it.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. And it's really challenging. And luckily in LA, I'm sure you'll laugh or someone will kind of jeer at this, but like there are influencers everywhere. And that's a real thing. Like you can meet influencers on the street, you can DM them, they can DM you, and like you start working with people. But I found my niche to be micro influencers because they're much more engaged with the audience. I'll give them an affiliate link and then they want to work and build up as much as they can because, my profit is theirs essentially and things like that. So that's been a good sweet spot. But getting to this point after June until now, I mean, to answer your question in totality, it's a lot of time. But it's fun.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's kind of cool. Like how many, have you thought about like going on splurging on like one big influencer or?
No, not yet. There's a lot of programs in Los Angeles that I get reached out to from kind of media agencies or that you pay them the fee so then they do all of that. But the influencers for me, my experience, I have one, Victoria, that's great. And she just posts kind of not often, but I would say once or two times a month, and I've never paid her. And I gifted them to her and she just loves them and like buys into it literally and figuratively. So that's been great. But I think the micro influencers is really the focus because they have a niche audience. The influencer with 800,000 followers or 1 million posts something and maybe it draws attention, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Our attention span today is so limited, right?
And is that attention going to lead to a purchase, like, or is it just going to be wow, like, she looks hot in this video, like I'm watching it, I click like on it, but like, almost she's so hot it might be distracted from the head hammock. You got to get less hot people, Spencer.
It's interesting you say that. I'm trying not to position it as like a sexy company. I want it to
Yeah,
be really the vibes of the Azure, because the head hammock is one piece to an ecosystem that I'm trying to build for luxury products at the beach that are, made very well and reasonably priced. But capturing that on a camera is difficult when women are in bikinis in LA, everyone's fit. And some of the photos I've taken, it's like, I'm not running in OnlyFans, and my mom will be like, I don't know if this one's good for the store. Maybe you crop the, and it's tough because you don't want people to correlate your product with just sexy girls. That's not the
for
vision.
sure.
But sometimes when you have an influencer in a bikini or a micro influencer, it kind of has that vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now I wonder what, because you know what? Here's the thing. There definitely is a best way to do it. And I think you're going to figure it out. But, and like, once you figure it out, then it'll get rolling. Cause that's a good point. You don't want to, I think a lot of people do think like, oh, influencer, just hot girl using product, but you want to, like you said earlier, you want to, people don't know they need it and like they're starting to, but you need them to know that they need this product. Hey man, there might be a market for dads out there. My brother's about to have a kid. He'll be laying on the ground, and the kid will just be there. He needs to prop his head up. There's a lot of uses for it.
Congratulations.
Oh yeah, thanks. It'll be the third nephew of mine, or third kid of mine. I don't. We don't know the sex yet. But yeah, I mean, no,
Step
there's
by
definitely a
step.
lot of uses. It is very versatile.
Definitely, definitely. No, man, it's been a interesting journey to say the least. I think especially with gifting season here and stuff, I think it's one of those things where if you get in the stocking, you get this, you're
Oh
like, what the
yeah,
hell
open
is
it up.
this?
Show yourself opening it up. That is a great looking thing. Exactly, dude. This is a great Secret Santa gift, or a great like, you know
Yeah.
what? Or like, say someone's like going on, you get them a vacation gift, and like, oh, got tickets to, let's say the fucking south of France, and like, okay, you got plane tickets. You don't want to just give them in an envelope. Give them in a, just put it in between here and be like, hey, open up the head hammock. They'll be like, the what? And then you say the head hammock, and there's the tickets. And they're like, oh my god, what's this? Oh, we're gonna use this on the beach in the south of France. I got you the pink one. I got me the blue one. Or, I got you the blue one and I like the pink one as the guy. Hey, it could be anyone could like any color.
We're all inclusive at the Azure.
But that actually is not a bad idea. Hey, if you got tickets for a trip for your significant other for Christmas, you don't know what else you can't just give the tickets in an envelope. Give them a head hammock. They'll use this on the beach. They'll fucking love it. They'll brag to their friends about it. They'll be like, Steven gives the best gifts. He gave me this. Boom. And that's another purchase for Spencer. I'm going to have a promo code. We'll talk about that at the end of the episode. I think it'll be Steve. Spencer's going to give me an affiliate link, and the code's going to be Steve, I think.
It's super innovative, right? Unless you want me to change the code
I
to
like
something
Steve.
else. But yeah, it's Steve.
Yeah. Well, what percent off do they get?
They're going to get 20% off.
So maybe SDS 20. I've used that for Manscaped
I'll
before.
take note of that. Deal. Yeah, they'll get 20% off. And then if they sign up for the email newsletter and whatnot, they'll get an additional 10% off. So it's a bargain and a half right now.
Yeah, dude. Super, super bargain. People should be, if you see this, you're going to buy this shit. Not just for me, for yourself and your neck. Also, I'm a big posture guy.
Yeah.
I wear a posture protector. So I don't like, I lift a lot. I don't like getting fucking kinks on my neck. So this should help with that.
It should. I'm working with chiropractors right now on the ergonomics about it.
Boom.
And not to bore you, but when you're laying on the beach, you're laying down like that, right? And so your spine essentially goes in, out, and then your head goes back down.
Boom.
Now with the head hammock, it's creating a straight line and taking tension off your neck and gravity away from your back. And chiropractors they're quite stoked about it. They're recommending it to their patients and whatnot. It's pretty cool.
That's great.
And actually, I have a couple of customers that I didn't know that spinal realignment was such a popular surgery to have, but I have a lot of customers that are buying it and then write to me afterwards and say, I had, this surgery on my back or realignment of my spine, and now it feels great when I'm laying down. So
Boom.
it's quite cool to not only be a product that's unique, kitschy, if you will, and kind of nostalgic, but also fundamentally useful, right?
Also, and say someone's like, oh, well, I would just prefer to use a beach chair. If you're using a beach chair and you're trying to tan, sure, you can get tan, but like you're going to have the crease in your stomach that's going to stay pale. So if you're laying down on a towel, you get the full frontal and you don't get the neck pain because you got the head hammock. And like you were saying before about like your body's like this and your head goes down, it's also the sand, so it's going to keep digging back and that hole's going to only get bigger throughout the day. So when they lay down, they might think they're doing okay. You need a head hammock.
You need one. And from a cooling perspective, if your neck is cooler, the head hammock is the wind's going through. The bamboo's strong, but the wind's going through and it's keeping you cool. I just recommend wearing sunscreen because you're probably going to fall asleep.
Oh, yeah.
And we don't want our customers getting burned.
That's true. Because then, then they'll be cranky and cranky people don't. Well, cranky people do buy stuff sometimes. It's a lot of, they don't know how to deal with their emotions, so they buy stuff to feel more. So if you're also someone like that who just needs to buy stuff to feel more complete, get a head hammock. Why not? You already have a t-shirt. Who needs another t-shirt? It's also cheaper than a t-shirt. How much do they sell at full price? $25?
At full price, they're $25, which is basically an avocado toast and a cup of coffee at this point.
Legit.
Right?
In Brooklyn, for sure, it actually is. Or like, say you're saying dudes, you have struggled to have them buy them, like at the market. 2 beers, $25 minimum. Throw a tip on there, that's $31. Something like that. Depends how good of a person you are, I guess. But and you know what? Say you get those 2 beers, you're gonna have a headache the next day. Get a head hammock. Legit. I'm honestly pumped to have them. I use them, especially now that I saw the clip of like you said, your dad will just be in his leather chair with it. I'm like, that's useful.
Have you been trying it out and using it at home?
It's a lot of floor time, but yeah, because I stretch a lot. So like, say I'm a big Celtics fan, I'll stretch during the Celtics. I'll take a break from stretching for a bit, but I just next to my yoga mat, I got this guy, and then I use it. Yeah, it's super practical. It takes up no space. The bag is also attractive. Yeah, who was it? Your idea for it to come in a bag like that? Because I think that's like the perfect thing for it to be in.
I thought the bag is perfect because actually the thing that I use it, so I live right near the beach and I'll just go after work and I'll bring one head hammock, my phone, whatever, keys, headphones, blah, 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 and then a towel. And when you're using the head hammock, then you put your belongings in here.
Genius.
It's I can't say it with a straight face because it's so simple, but it works.
Like you said about bundling shit earlier in the podcast. You're doing it too.
Comcast. I was inspired from them.
Yeah, wow. Also, I'm not going to lie, I fucking hate carrying a beach chair to the beach. Obviously, I would rather have a beach chair than just laying on a towel, no head hammock. But like, I'll be stubborn sometimes and I'll be like, I'm not carrying a chair. I don't want to carry this thing home. And also, a lot of times, other people will leave their chair there because they leave the beach early. If I have to bring their head hammock home, I'm not going to give a shit. Like, yeah. So towel, head hammock, that might be all you need. And if you want to bring chairs, bring them. But for someone who doesn't love carrying a beach chair to and from the car, to from the house, towel and a head hammock. Throw your sunglasses and your wallet and your phone in the head hammock bag. Perfect.
That's exactly it. And the 2 products I'm releasing next year, the chair is like quite...
Wow, so I can't shit on chairs.
It's easy. No, you can. No offense taken. They're cool chairs though. And when I send you one, it's cool because it kind of like this, it folds in and out of one another. So you just carry it. It's very light. And then I created a 3-foot umbrella instead of a 5 or a 7 because... And this was actually inspired from Asia. Just as well as I do, people walk around with regular umbrellas when it's not raining, right? And it makes sense. You don't need to be in the sun every day.
Yeah.
The 3-foot umbrella, I'm trying to make that a little more popular here because you go to the beach, it's a 3-foot umbrella, it's super small, it keeps you protected, UPF 50, so on and so forth from the sun, but then you can just undo it in the middle and then use it as a regular umbrella walking to and from the car or whatever because you don't California's sunny every day and I don't want to be in the sun every day.
So it's just your umbrella. So like you can use it as a regular umbrella but you could also have a little extension on it that you can use on the beach, and it serves the same purpose. How many people do you think could fit under the umbrella?
I posted on my Instagram a video of it, and it was too comfortably.
How much does it cover their body? If they're in a chair. Okay. Okay,
if
dude,
they're
that's
in a
solid.
chair full.
Oh, if you're in a chair full.
But
that's great.
yeah. Yeah. So it's 3 feet, but it is expansive. It's not like a rain umbrella, right? It's bigger than that, but it's a cool concept, and I'm quite excited about it because I think going back to your point originally about people bringing so much stuff in LA, Steve, it's as if they're like moving to the beach. They have a huge cart, they have everything, and I go to the beach by myself or with a friend, whatever it is, and I don't need a lot of stuff. And so all the products are kind of catered around small carrying kind of items that maximize your comfort at the beach.
I like that a lot because I'm not even bullshitting. Like, I hate the idea of carrying too much stuff to the beach. Of course I want an umbrella. I don't want to carry a big one. Also, in some beach chairs, like you were saying, yours folds in and out like this. Sometimes with beach chairs, sometimes I have a little trouble. Sometimes I get jammed. And I look like an idiot for like a few seconds, and then someone comes over and they're like, "Fix it like this," and I'm like, "Get the fuck out! I got this." And then sometimes I'll
stop.
Yeah, sometimes then I'll actually like kind of open it too hard, and you don't want to be that guy. So that's good that you have a simple chair, and it's light. That's big. Is it metal or no?
It's light. No,
so you don't have to
it's beech wood.
Nice, similar wood to this.
That's actually bamboo. Okay. And the reason I chose bamboo is it's lighter. It's also just better for the earth. Bamboo grows, I think it's 3 feet a day, and there's an abundance of it. And also bamboo is actually really sturdy. That head hammock, believe it or not, can hold around 33 pounds. And it's something so frail, but bamboo is quite strong. And so the beach chair will be beech wood, but then the umbrella's bamboo and the head hammock's bamboo.
And it's good for that's why it's good for the environment. That's why a lot of toothbrushes are bamboo, or at least there's a popular brand that has them and they're environmentally friendly. How much does the human head weigh?
Yeah. That's an excellent question. I think the average is around 10 pounds.
Oh, wow. So that's
from Wikipedia. Wow.
So my head's probably like 18 pounds, but still you could have like my head and 3/4 of my head on this thing. Yeah, dude. Wow. That's actually... It is very light, so the fact that I can pretty much guarantee that's going to hold up my head is pretty solid.
I get that question often when people are buying. They're like, "How my head's huge," and I'm like, "Man, your head does not weigh 33 pounds, so you'll be fine."
Maybe Shaquille O'Neal.
Maybe.
I was thinking earlier, I was like, he'd be a great ambassador for this. Although he might need a bigger one. He's a big dude.
He's a big dude.
But I don't think his head's 33 pounds. But he could be like the test, like the Flex Seal commercials when like they do shit. It could be Shaq using a head hammock. Yeah, man, they work well. Let me show the blue one on camera too, not just from the side. Oof, I'm definitely gonna give this. So Spencer gave me 2, so I'm definitely gonna have to give one to someone for Christmas. Ooh, maybe I'll have a giveaway. Wow. That's not a bad idea. Go. I'm going to do a giveaway.
Yeah.
I got some fans out there. Am I going to probably give it to a better fan than just a random fan who's trying to get something for free? Probably. Will I rig it? I might, but I'm going to do a giveaway. We're going to give one away, and I'll let you choose between blue and yellow. How about that?
Thanksgiving, the holiday that keeps on giving, man.
Yeah, no, it's great.
That's awesome.
And like I said, they take up no space. That's great. It's for someone who lives in a small apartment in New York City. Like, I hate my parents. Like, oh, do you want to take this home? And I'm like, I don't have fucking room for anything. So they were right there on near my TV stand, and they just blend in.
Yeah.
Throw them in a basket with towels. Like, bada bing, bada boom.
It's even artwork. You can next to the Picasso painting. You got the head hammock, tomato.
Yeah, you can have them in the car. People would use these in the. Maybe in the car. Not someone who's driving, but they're very... have you tried using them on an airplane? Or do you think does it match up with the seat?
I tried. I was on Delta. I don't know about Spirit American. I'm not sure. The seats seem to be shrinking. The
Yeah.
thing is, when it was down, it was fine, but it wasn't necessarily comfortable for watching the screen. But sleeping wise, it actually was pretty comfortable.
Really?
People look, yeah, people, and I'm being honest here. I'm not just saying, promoting it to go use on an airplane, but the idea is like this thing is so versatile for travel that, yeah, you can use it on an airplane, and I've used it and I fell asleep fine. And people all the time on airplanes are like, dude, what is that? And actually, I reached out to that. What's the fancy jet company
Fancy
that you
jet
could fly
company.
private?
Blade.
That you can fly private jet, Blade maybe?
Oh,
Yeah.
Blade is the helicopter one.
I reached out to them because I wanted to do work with them. They never got back to me, but I was thinking that it would be great as like a, I don't know, people are going to Cabo from LA, and in the gift basket of this private jet, you get a head hammock or something like that.
Oh, for
There's a lot
sure.
of interesting things you can kind of play
You
on
could also
with the idea of
very
gifting.
much customize the fabric, and like let's say Sony's having like they're sending all their employees to Cabo San Lucas or some shit, and like like you said, they give in a gift bag. They could have Sony's logo on this fucking thing, and then that yeah, it's great gift bag thing, and you can easily customize what the logo is on this fabric.
Totally.
Wow.
That's been one, and another. I'm working with a couple because I think the hotels, kind of the niche luxury hotels, if you will, is a good avenue. So that's one of the questions they ask, and then another question I get from like bachelorette parties are, can we customize? The bachelorette parties are kind of a heavy hitter with this as well.
Yeah.
It's something so random. Normally, you're going to, I don't know, Miami, Palm Springs, whatever, and you're going to the beach, and then all the girls get it in the pink and love it and scream and go crazy.
Yeah. And dude, yeah, you could totally customize like Lauren's fucking batch on it. And
Yeah,
I'm not trying to, evolve your business, because then you have to actually do that. But for sure, they totally will do that. Or like a wedding party, in the welcome basket. Also, dude, with around weddings, there's just so many new additional things that people like. They're like, oh, we're doing our or like even like someone's like, oh, we're doing our baby moon, or like my wife's on her bachelorette party. I need to buy her and her friends something for the fucking trip. Like, there's so many just tacked on things these days that every girl on the bachelorette trip, 12 girls, head hammocks, boom, 12 times 25. 144. It's like 200. That's like 270 something bucks. Pretty solid. No, I did that math terribly, but yeah, dude. There's a lot of reasons to buy the head hammock.
definitely, definitely. But no, man, I appreciate that you like it, that you vibe with it. It's a cool feeling when people have this reaction because, again, going back to one of our first conversation points earlier on was people are kind of like, what the hell is this? And then once they figure out and once they start using it, they're like, wow, this is literally elevated relaxation or luxury with just $25.
And it's cool. And it's cool to be
And it's
early on
cool.
something too. So now's your chance. Be early on the Azure.
Yeah.
The Azure, the head
Yeah.
hammock. It's a great invention. Do you consider yourself an inventor because of this?
No, because the Egyptians and samurai got it a little further or a little earlier on in history. But no, man, I'm kind of in between, right? I think on one degree I'm a creative with this because I do love the vibes and I kind of curate everything the Italian summer 70s vibes, and then the other end is the business. But it's pretty fun, chaotic, nuts, amazing running a business, right? As you're doing with your podcast right now,
Yeah.
right? I mean, you're grinding, you're thinking about it all the time. It's hell, but it's also super rewarding in the smallest ways,
Yeah. Yeah. The rewarding moments keep it going. Like someone walking up to you
right?
or you seeing someone random on the beach using it and liking it is huge, I'm sure.
How do you It is, and thank you for that. Yeah, totally. How do you measure though with a podcast? Like you're doing well one week versus another week? Is it pure viewership or
It's
not? Because
viewership
I want to
and it's
speak a
getting
little bit about
guests.
your business as well.
It's
Yeah.
viewership and getting guests. There's certain times where I'm like able to get like 3 guests, so I'm like, wow, I'm surprised that I'm able. Like if you told me I would get this guest on when I first started, I'd be like, oh, 100% I'm still doing this. Like, just like the more popular the guest, usually the more views it gets. Like some get a shit ton of views and some get like 43 views. So that's kind of the big difference. And yeah, there's just some moments when you get like literally no response from an episode and you're like, damn, I put a lot of work into that. Like just as much work into that as the one with the, the more popular person. And it kind of failed. And like when it fails, you're a little more like sensitive to not I guess feedback. And you're like, and you feel like nothing's working, but then, a month later, you get an email, someone's down to come on, episode goes great, gets a lot of views, and that's the high moments. So it's kind of riding those. Right now I'm kind of in a low one, but just kind of riding through. Hopefully we make it to Christmas and maybe Santa will give me a nice guest or something. But yeah, it's going good.
Absolutely, man.
Hell yeah,
That's
bro.
exciting.
So you want to wrap it up unless you have anything more to say about the Azure? Dude,
No, I think we hit it.
I think we're going to sell some head hammocks.
I think so too.
They're cool.
They're practical.
They're swag,
they're useful. They're also just cool. It's the Instagram. I think is a bit of a vibe. It's taking shape and form, and it's fun to kind of see it come from nothing to now where it is, and then the growth, this and that, and people love them. And yeah, I mean, let's sell some head hammocks.
You said 90s Italian
Christmas
summer?
time's coming up.
Is that what you said?
What's
90s
that?
Italian summer? Is that what the vibe is?
70s a little bit. Yeah,
70s
and they're
Italian
named
summer.
off.
Oh,
Yeah,
what's the
and
name
they're
of the blue
named
one?
after my favorite beaches. That's Formentera in Spain.
Ooh.
And the yellow one's Mondella in Sicily. So you got
Ooh.
the Italian one there. Yeah.
Sick. I love that. I think it's a great vibe to go for, especially because people are going to those exact places right now for vacation. A lot of that.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. And it's a cool vibe.
It is a great vibe. Who doesn't want to be fucking 70s Italy?
If you could, we'll end it on this. I like this question, but if you could go back, you can't be yourself right now, but if you could go back to any point in history, be whatever you wanted to, right? Wherever, what would it be and when?
I'm definitely going to go pretty modern because I don't want to get like killed by a sword. We're going to start there. I would probably go back to maybe born in the mid 60s, grow up in the 70s, and then have like my fucking 20s and 30s be in the 80s. And then, bro, I ride right into the 90s. Economy's good. I could fucking buy a house. I'll buy a bunch of property in some area that back then wasn't that expensive. And boom, 2022 comes around and my shit's worth $4 million. I'm going back to this. I'll be born in 1966. We go to the moon when I'm 3. Shit's up from there. Yeah.
Yeah, the 60s were pretty eventful.
Yeah, but I only have to have 4 years of them, and then I really get to the good stuff.
Yeah, you got 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Exactly. I could say I'm born in the 60s, but by 1979, I'm only 13. 1983, we're starting to get shit going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Good stuff. I like it.
I like that question. All right, Spencer.
Cheers, man.
Appreciate you coming on. Appreciate you sending me these. We're going to do a giveaway. You're either going to get Formentera or what was the other one? No, Formentera is the blue one. And
yes.
Mondella is the yellow one. Hell yeah. Thanks again, Spencer. Let's sell some hammocks.
Let's sell some hammocks.
Have a good one, my
Cheers,
dude.
man.
Peace.
Bye.